The Sun contains an enormous 99.8% of the mass in the entire solar system. This giant star warms and lights the Earth, making life possible. 8 planets of the solar system circle in their ecliptic, strictly around the off-center Sun, while NASA's entire system of spacecraft keeps all eyes toward the Sun. Such missions seek to understand the composition of the Sun further and improve our capability to forecast space weather and its effects on Earth. Mercury. The closest planet to the Sun, Mercury, is the smallest in our solar system and a bit larger than Earth's moon. It whips around the Sun every 88 days. Because the distance between the Sun and these planets is so diminutive, nearly 2/5 the distance from the Earth to the Sun, large temperature swings ensue. Mercury can heat up during the day to the melting point of lead, an astounding 840 degrees Fahrenheit, 450 degrees Celsius. At night, temperatures can plummet to minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 180 degrees Celsius. More precisely, Mercury has a very minimal atmosphere composed of those few gases, mostly oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium. The structurally thin atmosphere can do nothing to shield the planet from meteoric impacts, so the surface is craggy with craters, much like our own moon. Venus. Coming back to the basics, Venus is the second planet from the Sun and is one of the hottest planets of all within the solar system. Surrounded by a thick, deadly, poisonous atmosphere composed of sulfuric acid clouds, Venus is the best example of a greenhouse. The average temperature at the surface is a scorching 900 degree F. The average surface pressure is 92 bars, enough to crush any human skull. What makes it more unique is the feature of slow rotation from east to west, against the general norm of the rotation of most of the planets. It is viewed as the twin of Earth due to its resembling size, but radar reveals a scene covered chiefly by mountains and volcanoes. The comparison, however, ends there. Greeks observed Venus as 2 items viewed in the morning and another in the evening sky. Its brilliance and beauty have generated numerous UFOs. Earth. Earth is third from the Sun among the planets and the only planet we call home, for it is a water world. 2/3 of the planet is covered by water. The atmosphere of Earth is rich in nitrogen and oxygen. It's the only world known to harbor life. Earth rotates on its axis at 1532 feet per second, slightly more than 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. The planet whizzes around the Sun at over 18 miles per second, 29 kilometers per second. Mars. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun, a cold desert world robed with iron oxide dust that gives it a flush appearance. It is like Earth, landscapes, mountains like our surface, valleys, canyons, and a host of storm systems, from the tiniest dust devils to the most giant planet-circling storms. Other evidence scientists have to back up this view includes the fact that billions of years ago, Mars had been a warmer and wetter world, with rivers in places and possibly even some oceans. Although the fragile atmosphere of Mars today removes liquid water from the surface in a short time, evidence of such a watery past remains. There are large amounts of buried subsurface water ice, and both poles have ice caps that include frozen water. Thousands of researchers think that ancient Mars may well have been capable of supporting microbial life. One of the most explored planets in our solar system is Mars, and it is mainly because many missions to Mars persistently try to find evidence of past or present life. The asteroid belt. The belt of asteroids lies between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Countless minor planets are contained in this belt. NASA puts the number of bigger than 0, 6-mile diameter asteroids in the central asteroid belt at between 1.1 million and 1.9 million, along with millions of smaller bodies. One dwarf planet in this belt, Ceres, is approximately 590 miles in diameter. Some asteroid orbits bring them into the inner solar system, where they might hit the Earth or other inner planets. Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest of all planets, 5th from the Sun. According to NASA, most of it, more than twice the total mass of all the other planets combined, is made of original gases and liquids that give the Earth its iconic appearance. Consequently, it includes vast, swirly, yellow, and white clouds of ammonia ice and ammonium hydrosulfide crystals on the top, covering water ice and vapors. Indeed, one of the most prominent features of Jupiter is the Great Red Spot, an enormous storm that is more than 1,000 miles in diameter. It was first seen in 1831 by amateur astronomer Samuel Heinrich Schwabe. In this storm, winds blow at over 400 miles per hour and have done so for at least 150 years. Jupiter is also known to have a strong magnetic field and 75 moons, with Ganymede being the largest moon in the solar system. Saturn, coming sixth from the Sun, is the best known since encircling it are broad, bright rings, while on the other hand, it's not the only ringed planet out there. Discovered by the early 17th century polymath genius Galileo Galilei, Saturn is usually thought of as a planet with two big moons flanking on either side. He had no idea that he was viewing rings, so he used the symbol one large circle with one circle smaller on each side to describe the view. It was over 40 years before Christian Huygens described the image with rings. The rings are made up of ice and rock, but there is no meaning in how they happen to orbit Saturn. Saturn is a giant ball of gas consisting mainly of hydrogen and helium, but it also has many moons. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun and quite special. Its clouds contain hydrogen sulfide, the same compound that causes the smell of rotten eggs. Unlike most planets, Uranus rotates from east to west, and its equator is almost perpendicular to its orbit, making it seem like it's rolling on its side. Scientists believe that about 4 billion years ago, a massive collision with an object twice the size of Earth caused this tilt. This unique tilt results in extreme 20-year-long seasons, with one pole facing the Sun for 84 Earth years. The collision likely sent rock and ice into orbit, forming Uranus's 27 moons. The presence of methane in its atmosphere gives Uranus a blue-green color. It also has 13 faint rings. Uranus holds the record for the coldest temperature in the solar system at -371, 56 degrees Fahrenheit, with an average temperature of -320 degrees Fahrenheit Neptune. The eighth planet from the Sun is known for its extreme cold, with cloud-top temperatures averaging -346 degrees Fahrenheit, similar in size to Uranus. Neptune is famous for its incredibly strong supersonic winds. It is more than 30 times farther from the Sun than Earth. Neptune was the first planet discovered through mathematical predictions rather than direct observation. Discrepancies in Uranus's orbit led French astronomer Alexis Bouvard to theorize another planet's gravitational influence. German astronomer Johann Galle later confirmed Neptune's existence through telescopic observations based on these calculations. Neptune is about 17 times the mass of Earth and has a rocky core, trans-Neptunian region. Astronomers have long suspected the existence of the Kuiper Belt, a region of icy bodies beyond Neptune, extending from 30 to 55 times Earth's distance from the Sun. Since the late 20th century, over 1,000 of these objects have been discovered. The Kuiper Belt likely contains hundreds of thousands of icy bodies larger than 60 miles wide and possibly 1 trillion comets. Pluto, now classified as a dwarf planet, resides here alongside Makemake, Haumea, and Eris. Quaoar may also be a dwarf planet. Sedna, about 3/4 the size of Pluto, is the first dwarf planet found in the Oort Cloud. NASA's New Horizons mission made history with its flyby of Pluto on July 14, 2015. Pluto, once considered the 9th planet from the Sun, is unique in our solar system. Smaller than Earth's moon, its orbit is highly elliptical, sometimes crossing Neptune's path. Unlike other planets, Pluto orbits at an angle of 17.1 degrees to the solar plane and takes 288 years to complete one orbit. From 1979 to 1999, it was the 8th planet before crossing Neptune's path again. Now classified as a dwarf planet, Pluto is a cold, rocky world with a thin atmosphere. NASA's New Horizons mission, which flew by Pluto on July 14, 2015, revealed it as an active ice world with glaciers, icy mountains, dunes, and potential cryovolcanoes. Planet 9. In 2016, researchers proposed the existence of a 9th planet, tentatively called Planet 9, or Planet X. This hypothetical planet is estimated to be about 10 times the mass of Earth, and to orbit the Sun at a distance 300 to 1,000 times greater than Earth's orbit. Although Planet 9 has not been observed directly, Scientists inferred its existence through its gravitational effects on Kuiper Belt objects, which are icy remnants from the solar system's formation. These trans-Neptunian objects have highly elliptical orbits that align in the same direction. Mike Brown and Konstantin Batygin from Caltech detailed the evidence for Planet 9 in the Astronomical Journal, based on mathematical models and simulations of 6 smaller Kuiper Belt objects with similar orbital alignments. However, a 2019 hypothesis by Jaku Schultz and James Unwin suggests Planet 9 might be a primordial black hole formed soon after the Big Bang. Despite ongoing searches, including a 2022 survey with Chile's Atacama Cosmology Telescope, Planet 9 remains elusive. The edge of the solar system. Beyond the Kuiper Belt lies the edge of our solar system, known as the heliosphere. This vast teardrop-shaped region is filled with charged particles emitted by the sun. Astronomers believe the heliosphere's boundary, the heliopause, is roughly 9 billion miles from the sun. Far beyond the Kuiper Belt is the Oort Cloud, stretching between 2,000 and 5,000 astronomical units from the sun, with its outer edge potentially reaching 1,000,000 to 1,000,000 astronomical units. 1 astronomical units is the distance from Earth to the Sun, about 93 million miles. The Oort Cloud is thought to contain billions, possibly trillions of objects, according to NASA.